You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 281 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
I know you weren't looking forward to this, but I had to wear this color because apparently the Dolphins won against another team that wears green yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes. I don't even know how we got there, but sure, yes. So for those of you that were waiting for the award show tonight, we had a couple difficulties trying to get the voting process down because you guys know that we enjoy including everybody in the show. And instead of just coming out and just saying who we think would win an award, we want you guys to participate. So we had some issues with that. It would only let us allow 25 people to vote per category. So we had to work around that. We finally found the workaround, but not with enough time to get it done for tonight. But we got it. We got our categories, and we're going to bring the show out on Wednesday. This time it's a done deal. But because it's on Wednesday, if anybody in the chat or in the future in the comments has any category that you want to throw in there, do us a favor, let us know, and we'll throw it in there. And on Wednesday, 100%, we will do the award show. And just so you guys know, we have a category for worst commenter. That's right, worst commenter. We got it in there. And as we go today, I might even remember some other ones that we might want to add in there as candidates. But yeah, it's going to be a fun show on Wednesday. And then one last thing, Chris, before we keep moving on with the show. Tomorrow is the last day for that promo code HOHOHO24 for 20% off of batterfans.com. This, like I said, has probably been the most popular shirt of the Christmas season. The Messi GOAT shirt. We got MVP shirts coming in the near future. But again, tomorrow, last day you can use the promo code HOHOHO24 for 20% off everything in the store, your entire purchase, and get it in time for Christmas if that is what you're looking to do. All right.
It's right here. It's right here, guys. Down here, right below me. HOHOHO24. That's the code that you need, guys.
All right. That's my whole spiel. We're ready to go. All right, Chris. Well, you were going to say something.
No, I mean, look, and guys, it's like you said, Danny, if you guys have any categories that we're missing, I mean, I don't know if you want to put the link up now, if you want them to like look at it now, or you want to wait a little bit. I guess we could wait a little bit, right?
Yeah, we can see if anybody throws in some new and anybody gets some new
well, Stancy's asking to be worst commenter. I mean,
Stancy,
we can include
you know what?
you.
Stancy, you weren't one of the, because we have already our selections, and you weren't one of them, Stancy. Look at that.
Yes, we do have 4. We do have 4 at the moment, but we can always add. We can always add. So.
All right, so let's get into the show. We've been 3 minutes and we haven't. All right, so if you're looking at the thumbnail, story of the last few days, we weren't able to jump on to record about it, but Lionel Messi, as we expected, has officially been announced the MVP of the MLS 2024 season. We thought it was well-deserved. And a lot of backlash from, I think, other MLS fan bases. All in all, I expect it. I don't see what the backlash is, honestly. I don't see who else you would have given it to. Chris, what did you think when you heard he is the MVP of the league officially?
I think if anybody is really contesting the fact that he's MVP, they're on serious drugs at this moment. Because like there's no way you can contest that Lionel Messi is not the MVP. There's no way. I mean, numbers wise, he produced better than anyone would possibly imagine with the amount of games he played. Not only on the pitch, but off the pitch. Like MLS is on another stratosphere at this moment. Like the fact that Inter Miami didn't make the playoffs is, I don't want to say it's criminal, but I guarantee the MLS is not happy about this outcome.
Didn't make the playoffs?
I mean, didn't make the championship. I'm sorry.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, I thought he was the MVP. I didn't think there was much doubt about it. I mean, I guess the only thing that people were talking about was the fact that he didn't play enough games. He played more than enough games. If you have any doubts, check our channel. We have where we brought the 5 reasons why he is MVP, and you could watch that. And shout out to Nerdy Soccer Guy from Atlanta. Shout out to you. And I wonder if Chris Henderson is going to be announced in Atlanta soon.
Oof, that's gonna be. I mean, he has to be, right? I mean, at this point, like we've seen Sangnelli use car salesman in every single post recently. Like he's posing next to signers and everything. Like, come on, man.
All right, so Messi's the MVP, right? I don't think there's too much debate about that. I think that is done for. We've talked about it enough on this show. But one thing we haven't talked about, which I thought was interesting because I didn't think people would be bothered by it, but apparently some are. Shout out to Franco Panizo. He was on Twitter saying that Messi didn't talk to the media after winning MVP, and he was bothered by it, as well as I guess some other media people saying that he's not following the MLS protocols and all this other stuff. I honestly didn't think that people were going to have a problem with that. I was surprised when I saw that. And you are pro media, Chris. You know, I'm not as much pro media as you are. So I'm kind of curious as to what your take is on this whole Messi should talk to the media.
It's weird because everybody says that Messi isn't the type that talks to media in any other league or team that he played. But I feel like here in the United States, like it's somewhat unfortunately like expected to talk to the media. Like if LeBron James and Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant like are made available to the media here in US sports, like the same goes in the MLS. I mean, just because you're Messi, yeah, I get it, you're Messi, but kind of get with the program, guy. Like I don't know. I feel like Franco's kind of right in this. He has a little bit of wrong, right? Just because of I guess the backstory behind Messi. But Messi, you're in the US, Papa. You got to get with the program. Make yourself available for 5 minutes. No?
What if he said before he came, and I don't know if he did, but what if he said, I'll come to MLS, not a problem. I'd love to go, but I'm not into the whole media thing.
Show me. Where's the proof?
Would you have said, okay, forget it, you have to follow the rules, or you can't play in the MLS?
No, I mean, obviously, Danny, nobody's gonna. I mean, at that point, what you're gonna talk to media, or you'll never play in the MLS? Like, no, of course not. I mean, but look at how drastic you're going. I mean, look, Mez is saying, Chris, stop capping. Chris, go wash dishes. What? Bigote is saying, not at all, Chris. So am I?
Here's my thing. Because I've seen some people say, and like you said, the example of LeBron winning MVP and Kobe winning MVP. But here's my thing, and you tell me, and you tell me what you think to what I'm about to say. When LeBron, Kobe, KD, and all these people, Giannis, Jokic, when all these people win the MVP award in the NFL, MLB, when they win the award, they're winning the award for best player technically in the league, technically in the world. That's the biggest individual trophy you can win in that sport. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Because although I'm sure other competitive leagues around the world are competitive or whatever, if you win an MVP in the NBA, you're technically the best individual player in the world that year.
But that's because the NBA is like the best, holds the best athletes in basketball.
But that's their moment to shine. You just were named the best player in the world. Here's your moment to shine. Here's the stage. If you win MVP in the MLS, and not taking a shot to MLS, everybody knows, I love the MLS. But like compared to winning 8 Ballon d'Ors, he speaks when he wins the Ballon d'Or. That in the football world is the equivalent, probably bigger, than winning the MVP in the NBA. When it's a big-time trophy, he speaks. The MLS MVP, look, I understand. I love the MLS, but like, I'm sure it's not really that big a deal.
Yeah, but listen, MLS MVP is big to us.
No,
it's big in the US. It's big in the US. It's big to us.
No.
You're the MVP of the Major League Soccer league in the United States of America.
Nope. Now when the Ballon d'Or exists.
All right, but you're talking about like a worldwide like celebrated trophy or honor, right? MLS is like the MLS MVP is like here in North America.
Look, yes, that's a trophy, but I don't think it's a big deal.
I still feel like he should make himself available. Too bad, so sad. You're here. You're in the U.S. Listen, American athletes typically make themselves available when they win big trophies like this. Now, do you want to say, okay, Messi doesn't do that, let him be him? Okay, that's fine. If you want to go ahead and do that, but like, let it be known. Don't have people like Franco and other people actually question the idea and then be looked at like, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Blah, blah, blah. No.
I get it because they expect everybody to do it and Messi's just not doing it. I get it, but I don't think it's that big a deal. And then on top of that, what are you expecting to get out of that speech?
I mean, look, but nobody's expecting him to give you, game breaking.
So what's the point?
But still, you're not, at least give yourself the opportunity to be made available so people like Franco, who slave out there at the pitch and in the what's it called, in the press conferences, can be able to kind of ask like pretty good questions.
What though? What?
But we don't know because he's never going to be made available.
Look,
because
I gotta hit.
Oh my God!
I gotta hit Franco. I gotta hit a Franco.
No, of course.
To come
Listen,
on and be like, Franco, what would you have asked? Because honestly, I don't see what the big deal is.
I can't wait when we have Franco on here because he's gonna side with me. Now,
I don't know if he's gonna side with you. 100%.
I don't know if he had questions locked and loaded, but like he should be given the opportunity to do so.
All right, and hold on. We got to put people on. People are asking who is Franco. Franco Panizo. He is one of the beat writers for Inter Miami. If you don't already, go ahead and follow him on Twitter. He has his own podcast, and I always confuse the name. So, Chris, I know you're better with it.
It's Miami Total Football Radio.
Radio, that's right. All right, so you can go follow their podcast. They also come on once a week. It's a good listen, and he is not an Inter Miami fan. Every time he comes on with us, he makes sure to tell us he is not an Inter Miami fan. So you get an unbiased take from Franco. So make sure that you follow him and watch and listen to his show.
Look, Soccer Daddy, I don't want him to come out and thank the unfaithful MLS people who criticize him. I just want him to be made available.
For what?
To the reporters who cover the sport in the United States.
I'm the wrong person to have this conversation, though, because I hate player interviews, all that.
I'm not doubting. Listen, Mez, I get it. I'm not doubting
Mez,
that MLS would be.
What was the point of that, Mez? I don't see what the point of that is.
Yeah, I mean, Mez, I'm not saying anything. You know what? You're gonna make the worst commenter. Okay. You're going to make the worst. This is the one that I was telling you about, Danny. Mez, you're a phenomenal commenter. Sometimes you have bangers and sometimes you have stuff like this. I get it. Messi has popularized this league into craziness that it hasn't been to. But at the same time, I just feel like it's fair.
To do with the...
I feel like it's just fair to ask him to be made available to the media when he wins one of the most prestigious trophies in Major League Soccer.
Named the Landon Donovan Trophy. Get out of here.
I'm just saying. Well, that's also kind of ridiculous, right? Like the Lionel Messi winning the Landon Donovan Award. Like you can't get any crazier than that.
Yeah. No, I am. No, I don't think it's a big deal. I really don't. Honestly, if he would have spoken to the media, I probably would have found out what he said on Twitter because people would have put it in quotes. But like, I'm not dying. Like, oh man, I wonder what he's gonna say. I wonder if he's gonna cry. Like, no, he's like, what is he gonna say?
No, he's not gonna cry.
He's gonna say, "Thank you. It's an honor. I know this league is growing and it's getting better. It's more competitive." And these are the things that he's gonna say. It's competitive. But, it doesn't mean as much because we didn't win it all. But next year, I hope to win it all. And that's what you're going to get. That's what everybody's upset about, that you didn't get him saying that shit. Come on.
I'm not saying that it's normal that Messi doesn't talk to the media. I totally get that, guys. I am not telling you that I don't understand that I've seen him.
I'm okay with nobody talking to me.
Okay, I mean, whatever. Like you win one of the most prestigious awards in MLS. Make yourself available for like 5 minutes. I mean, imagine that question. How would it feel? You ask that question, hey, Messi, good job on winning the Landon Donovan Award. How do you feel that you won the Landon Donovan Award? Like, imagine you would have gotten a chuckle out of him, or maybe not, because he just
No,
want to shit
you
on
wouldn't have
Landon
gotten a
Donovan.
chuckle. No, of course he's not going to chuckle. And Landon Donovan was a great player, so I'm not pooping on him, but
I mean, but he's
you know,
not
it's
Messi.
just funny. Messi's receiving Landon Donovan. It's like, wow, it's pretty wild.
What obscure? What other player would you have named a Breck Shea Award?
No, man, Landon
I mean,
Donovan
Breck Shea is
he actually
America.
won it. Even though I think he only won it once, but he actually won the award.
Yeah.
All right. So look, all in all, again, I just say I don't think it's a big deal. I'm okay with him not speaking. I am 100% sure he wouldn't have said anything out of this world. And if it was the most prestigious award, like in other sports it is, he probably would have spoken. But he's won that most prestigious award 8 times already, and every time he's won it, he has spoken. So, and to be clear, he did speak. He just didn't speak to the media, which is what frustrated people, right? He did speak. He spoke to all those kids, right? At the 150 academy kids or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, but so that's nice. I like that. I like that work, that community work.
Yeah, like I thought it was nice. One more topic for Messi. And by the way, for those of you tuning in, just in case you were expecting the award show today, award show is going to be on Wednesday. We couldn't figure out how to get more than 25 people allowed to vote on the categories. So we finally figured it out, but not in time to do it for tonight. So we're going to do it on Wednesday. We're going to put up the link soon. But if you have any categories that you want to add, feel free. And if you're watching this later on, check in the description. The link to vote is below. One other thing I wanted to bring up, and I'm kind of curious to get your take on this. There was a graphic, a stat that was going around last week, and I'm sure you saw it. And it was of the attendance of the MLS.
Oh, yes. Versus other leagues.
The 5 other leagues, or the big 5 in Europe. And
hold on, Danny, because there's a super slam here. There's a super slam here. 89 J Stubbs with the super slam.
Hey.
And he says all they will do is ask him about Club World Cup every question. Let's be real. I don't think it'd be timely at the moment to ask about Club World Cup. I think that he would get slammed with questions like, how do you feel about not getting past Atlanta? How do you feel about not getting to the championship? I don't think that Club World Cup questions would come. Shout out to 89J Stubbs. Thanks for the super slam.
I think they would have asked him a lot of questions about winning the award. How does it feel? How does it compare to winning other individual awards? You know, stuff like that. How do you feel? How do you think that you would have done if you would have played the whole season? Stuff like that. But yeah. Okay, so statistics. Yes. So the statistics. So I'm trying to find it again. So it was going around, and the MLS came in second place. As far as total attendance last season. Now,
I think the problem with that is it's the sample size is a little odd, right? The sample size to the stat that you were looking at.
What do you mean the sample size?
Well, because it was comparing league attendances, and the thing is that MLS has a lot more teams, I guess, than other leagues.
Right. It doesn't go by average. It goes by total.
John, we're going to go ahead and put the Discord link in a couple minutes. I believe that I saw El Bigote put the link up, but I think it floated away somewhere.
So it goes by total. So the Premier League had 14.6 million people attend games. And then you had MLS had 12.1 million. And then the Bundesliga had exactly 12 million, 12.0. Serie A, 11.6 million. And La Liga, 10.7 million. So there's 2 ways I want to go about this. First, as far as the MLS goes, I think this is silly to look at it this way because, like you said, we have 29 teams. We play 34 games. That's almost 900 games. Yeah. And the Premier League, Serie A, and La Liga only have 20 teams. So they play a lot less games. Bundesliga has 18 teams. So imagine we have 11 more teams than they do. So I think that this is one of those stats that it's like MLS people just being desperate. Like, oh, look, take us seriously. We are one of the top. Yeah. And I am 100% pro MLS. I push MLS. I'm telling everybody they're going to be one of the top leagues in the world very soon. But I hate stuff like this because it feels like you're trying way too hard. Like it's coming, but stop putting up these silly stats. You have to go by average, okay? The other way I want to go with this, right? Because that's one thing I thought when I saw this. The other thing I thought, and I'm sure people in the chat probably did this. People were like, the Messi effect. The Messi effect.
Yeah.
Shut up. No, this isn't a Messi effect. It's 12.1 million people. When? Messi played 19 regular season games. I promise you, he didn't attribute for 12 million of those 12.1. Like, the MLS had good attendance before this. Yes, Messi helps, I'm sure, in some cases. Yeah. But to say that we got 12.1 million and then to call it the Messi effect, like, come on, man. Are you serious?
Well, Omar S is actually waiting for you to mention Birmingham, Alabama in some way, shape, or form.
I'm not. I had no intention of that. But I just thought that it was silly. Like, people are really coming out here and any chance that they get to throw Messi on there and be like, you see, this is what Messi's doing for the – no, Messi did not do that. The MLS has been growing on its own. So I thought that was silly when I saw that going around.
Well, I think that when you have the numbers play a benefit to you, right? And like I said, the sample size is a little different. It's a little skewed. I think overall, American media and the MLS is going to try to take whatever win they can get, whether it's in pieces or in nuggets or in chunks. So I get it.
Well, that I wanted to bring that up just because I've forgotten about that. I just thought that it was silly. And, the league has been growing. Before Messi got here, it was already growing. Messi obviously gave it a crazy boost because now people are like, oh, maybe this MLS league is serious. Maybe let me watch it now. Some people might be like, let me attend the game. But I promise you, he didn't account for 12 million people. So I just thought that it was really silly that people jumped at it. Like, oh, yes, let me talk about Messi.
Well, and Paysunner's saying, oh, maybe we are because of Apple TV. But it has nothing to do, I guess, with the attendance.
With the physical attendance.
Yeah, Jennifer Torres is asking, what about higher ticket prices people are willing to pay? I mean,
they're willing to pay that when Messi's playing, but there was only 19 of those. How many? It was like 800 some change, almost 900 games. I'll tell you right now.
And even then, there were some games that a lot of people weren't paying top dollar to go see Messi. I mean, there was some games where you could still find tickets where Messi was like everybody that was seeing Messi out of town in other states. I was telling them, you're bananas. You got to come and rent a cheap hotel in the Broward, get a cheaper ticket, probably like $50-$60 a piece, maybe lower if you bargain at the end last minute.
Look, 900 and the MLS had 986 regular season games played.
Yeah.
He played 19 of those. So there were 967 games played that Messi had no parts of. So I think that a lot of those 12 million weren't necessarily all attributed to Messi.
There's two really good questions here, Danny. I'm going to ask you these. Mo Farul is saying, do you believe that MLS most watched than top European league except Premier League?
No.
I mean, people still watch a lot of Bundesliga
and La Liga.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Caesar is asking, regardless of stats, would you say they are the second most earned money by attendance? I mean, it's arguable, I guess, but like,
I don't know how much. I can't tell you.
You'd have to see how much
I'm sure we are.
Are.
I'm sure we are more expensive than everybody else. And Francisco corrected me. He's right. Oh, go ahead.
493 games. Danny, get it right.
No, he is right because I counted for every team playing. They play each other.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Well, he says Messi. Let me see. Messi got me 2,500 for my seats at TFC, which I mean, that doesn't surprise me,
No,
especially in Canada. That doesn't surprise me.
no, for sure.
Yeah. And Tommy one time out here saying it's Gummy Monday. How are my friends? I didn't even know it was Gummy Monday. I mean, is it Gummy Tuesday too? Like, there's no G day in the week, so I guess every day is Gummy whatever day.
Yeah. All right. So anything else on the Messi attendance, Messi MVP, anything like that?
No, I mean, with the Messi MVP, I get it. I mean, I'm happy for it. You know, it's pretty obvious that he was going to be MVP. Make yourself available to the media, and the numbers just skew our way for the for the earnings or whatnot.
You ever seen those Flintstone gummies that are vitamins?
Yes.
My kids take those in the morning. I didn't know my wife. I didn't know my wife had bought them.
Yeah.
So a couple of days ago, my wife goes, "Hey, could you give the kids some gummies?" I gave her a weird look. She goes, "Not the Tommy one-time gummies." So there you go.
The Flintstone ones are fire. I didn't even know they made them gummies. I thought that they were still like chalky.
Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe they're not Flintstones. I thought they were Flintstones.
Yeah.
I remember the chalky ones that you're talking about.
Yeah. That's what I always thought it was, the chalky ones. So,
all right. Roster moves. We finally found out who is gone. So, Christoph,
he's gone. I mean, Solana is celebrating somewhere. He is celebrating somewhere right now.
Yeah. So Christoph is gone. Who else is gone?
You have Christoph is gone, and a sad one that I'm not really happy with is Lawson Sunderland. Lawson Sunderland, I was really hoped that he'd stick around. He was kind of one of my favorite players, the up-and-coming players. You have Cole Jensen, who had a cup of coffee here, basically.
Yeah.
And then you have Franco Negri, who I thought that we were going to get something out of him, to be honest. Like, he's the kind
I think
of
that's
player.
weird. You know how you were talking about Messi needs to just talk to people and like that's the American way?
Yeah.
I think that these South American or even European players getting traded, I think that it's weird because they're not accustomed to it. I remember when who was it? Was it Pizarro when he got traded? What the fuck do you mean I got traded? What is this nonsense? Like people aren't used to that. So I know we say that Negri should have gotten traded, but I don't know how that works, man. Because I don't know if these people, when they sign up for the MLS, they realize that they can get traded. I mean, I guess technically business-wise, it shouldn't matter. But maybe they're like, hey, by the way, we're thinking of moving you. He's like, because I know everybody's like, oh, we should have gotten something back for him. I was like, I don't know. This guy must be like, what the fuck you mean? I'm gonna go somewhere that I don't agree with.
Well, I think that out of all of the players on this team, I think that there's a couple players that we knew would probably not stick around that we can get some chunky change for. And I felt like Negri is one of those players.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like Negri, Robert Taylor, I feel like we can get some chunky change for him.
Campana.
Yeah, Campana would be another one. I mean, even going as far as Drake Callender, I feel like somebody in the MLS would pay pretty decent money for him.
For Drake?
Yeah, for Drake, yeah.
No, I agree.
And then so we lost Cole Jensen, Christoph, Negri, Sunderland, Felipe Valencia, bronze card in FIFA. And Nicolas Freire, who a lot of people are like, sayonara Freire. I'm like, Freire played pretty decently until he crumbled like.
Yeah, but we have David Martinez.
Well, yeah, that's why it's easy to say forget about Nicolas Freire, but I mean, he didn't play too bad either.
No, he didn't. All right, so those are the players gone. So that means Cello stayed.
Yes.
A lot of people thought Cello might not stay. He is with us for the entirety of next season. Now, some people on Twitter are upset about this. I'm not. I thought Cello played a pretty decent right back. in this league, I'm sorry, you're not guaranteed to get an all-time right back with the salary structure. I think Chelo's going to be serviceable at right back.
So he's part of the group that's considered the contract options exercised.
Mm-hmm.
So Leo Alfonso was part of that. Jordi Alba, Yannick Bright, CJ Dos Santos, Ian Frey, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Saylor, and Chelo Wegan.
You think Ryan Saylor gets traded?
I mean, I think for sure he gets traded to a team that can use him better than we can.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we kept him.
Yeah,
they don't use him. Not because I think he's bad, but they don't use him.
Yeah. And then we have, I mean, look, Matias Rojas right now, it says that his options are declined, but supposedly it says the club is ongoing negotiations with Matias Rojas. So, like, they're still negotiating with him. And then you have Ustari, who is also out of contract, but they're announcing a new contract, or they're, negotiating with him. So those two people, I mean, literally the article on Inter Miami's website kind of makes it seem like these two guys were still kind of flirting with.
And then we had that rumor about that keeper, Losada or something. I don't even know where he's from, but I heard that there's a rumor about a possible goalkeeper coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that means Drake's on his way out, no?
I don't know, man. I mean, I think, look, I was talking to you a little bit earlier about Drake. I feel like he needs some sort of competition, kind of like how he had to climb and claw up versus Marsman.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now he doesn't have like a Drake that's under him super hungry, and I feel like he's kind of, I don't want to say he's comfy because he's a hell of an athlete, but it's you don't see the same sort of deal how it was with him climbing up against Marsman.
Let me look up this keeper, because everybody keeps writing that he was the backup keeper in the World Cup, and
goalkeeper from, I don't know if you're putting Lanus or Ianus, from Lanús, Nahuel Losado.
Uh-huh.
And hold on. I mean, Bigote is saying Losado is an absolute unit. Like, when people use unit for a person, that's like pretty intimidating. When you call somebody a unit, I kind of want a unit as a goalkeeper, Danny.
No, if they're saying that he was the backup keeper in the World Cup, I'm not seeing that. But look, I'm not familiar with Argentinian ball as far as their league goes, so I have to kind of defer to everybody in the chat that tells me that he's 6'2". That I see. He's 6'2", so he's tall. He's 31 years old. Hey, well, I guess we'll see.
Shout out to Hot Gates. Says, I showed up just to drop a like because no one knows what that button does apparently, and say Chris the MVP this season. Thank you. Much appreciated. Guys, like the episode for that. Come on.
Did you see, I don't know if anybody saw, this is a little off topic for Inter Miami, but did you see that the Colorado Rapids the Philadelphia Union traded away their draft picks for the next 3 years to the Colorado Rapids for $350,000?
I mean, they're a dumpster fire at this moment, right?
I don't think it's a dumpster fire. I think that's how little people care about the draft. Even though we got Yannick Bright in the draft, for the most part, you don't end up with a Yannick Bright randomly in the draft. Like, people don't give a crap about the draft.
Afonso. I mean, we also got Cole Jensen, and he's kicking rocks at the moment.
Generally, you get your players in the transfer window. Like, that's where you want to get your players. So, when I saw that, I was like, that's just basically saying, like, we don't give a shit about the MLS draft. And Colorado, obviously, they're in Colorado. They can't attract too many big names, so they're gonna use the draft and hope that they come up with something, I guess. But yeah, that was wild.
Well, I mean, look, Thomas is saying Colorado got Bombito in the draft, and he got sold $7 million. And then yes, I think Robbie Robinson came from the draft as well.
Yes, he did. He was our first pick, and look, Yannick Bright came in. I'm sure we're gonna sell him for a decent amount whenever he finally gets to Europe. But I don't know. Generally, the draft isn't where you want to get your players. It's in the transfer window or academy.
I think that Philly has look. I've always said that I think if Philadelphia wants to get in on the big name shopping, I feel like they can. I feel like they can be able to get a big name out there in Philadelphia. I feel like a lot of teams in the Northeast have the opportunity to be able to get a big name to represent a lot of those clubs.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too. I think they could also. But I thought that was just a very surprising stat when I saw that. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
And Mike V is asking, so who are the 12 players that get protected? We
find out tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow is like the deadline where they're supposed to like submit it into the MLS. I don't know if they publicize this list. I hope they do, because if they don't, I'm going to be furious. Danny, you're telling me that we shouldn't be entitled to see who the 12 that they're selecting? I mean, this is like the real world road rules on steroids.
Man, I don't know. I just think it's so silly. Who cares? I don't care.
You don't care who we hold off.
I care when I find out if one of them got picked up, but no, I don't care.
You don't think? What do you think the likelihood of someone getting picked up in Miami out of the 5 picks that San Diego gets?
I told you, there's 29 teams, man. They get to pick 5 players, 1 from each team. Like, you can't do like 2 players from one team. So there's only 5 teams that are gonna lose a player. Like, I think you're stressing this way too much. How do you know? Wow, why?
We are one of. Look, if they picked up freaking Indiana Vasilev in St. Louis, you're gonna tell me, and that team was not that great. You're gonna tell me we're not gonna lose a player here? A Robert Taylor being left in the open is getting snagged.
If Robert Taylor's available, yeah, probably.
Yeah, and same thing, Mike V. If Campana's not protected, snagged.
I agree.
There's some snaggable players, Danny. You're sitting here like you're not nervous. We got snaggables.
I'm not nervous at all. I think you're overdoing it, but you're a dramatic person, so I get it.
We have so many players that can literally get picked up off of this little expansion draft, and you're just sitting here like it's
so many players. We're only gonna lose 1.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they could shop in our team. Pick 1
players that we didn't protect. You already know that the 4 Barca players are going to get protected. Edelman's going to get protected, and we went through this last time. Then there's 7 more.
Aviles is getting protected. Aviles is getting protected.
David Martinez. You got who else? Yannick Bright. Like, we ran out of players. We couldn't figure out who else to add in there. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous, Danny.
No,
I'm kind of nervous.
Well, Amanda seems to like your dramatic ass.
There's players that we're gonna lose somebody. I'm telling you.
No, there's literally 29 teams. There's only 5 picks.
We're gonna lose somebody.
All right. I mean, maybe we will. Who knows?
I'm nervous.
All right. Since we last recorded, Don Garber also spoke. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, not too many things that really stood out outside of they are considering changing the calendar. It's not happening in the foreseeable future, but they're considering in the far future possibly doing something like that.
It's awful. It's awful.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I want it to stay as is. They are also saying they are going to take a break for the 2026 World Cup. Thank God.
That's nice.
They will take a small, not for the entire tournament, but a small break for the Club World Cup next year.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I get it. That's great.
And for the Gold Cup, which is taking place around the same time. And I think that those were like the biggest points. If anybody in the chat thought of anything else that stood out to them, but I felt like that was the biggest thing that they said. And no big jump in the salary cap, but I mean, we expected that.
And this is a question that we've always presented to the people when we were doing the MLS podcast, the Battered MLS. Mr. Krabs saying, how the heck are the Northern teams supposed to play in a new calendar? I mean, they're going to have to sled to the stadium. That's how they're going to be playing.
Well, and I'm going to put a video out on the, if you guys don't already, follow the Battered MLS Fans. We have a different YouTube channel where we have a show just for the MLS. And there was a show where we had a Vancouver guest, a Minnesota guest, and Portland, I believe.
I think it was, right? I think it was
or Seattle. Well, we had guests from the Northwest, and coincidentally, we had talked about that. And I'm going to clip that just so you can hear what their answer was. And I guess a little bit of a spoiler, they don't really think it's a great idea. Like some of them were like, there were some positives, but there was more negative than positive. But I'm going to clip that and I'm going to make it into its own little video. I think it'll be like 7-8 minutes probably. So you can hear what they have to say because they're the ones that are going to suffer the most weather-wise.
I mean, they mentioned the safety of just going to the stadium. Like, just safely going to the stadium is going to be a problem. So imagine playing a game.
And I know that there was an idea kicked around about how possibly they could start in, like, let's say August or September, and then they would take a break, like a winter break, like in like December, January, and start up again in February. But I don't know. I think that's silly. But we'll see.
Right?
Supposedly, the conversations are happening about how they are truly. They said that they didn't say it's gonna happen, but they said this is the most serious they've ever taken these conversations. So there's some thought behind it.
There's right now it's 27 degrees in Minnesota. There's supposed to be snowfall on Saturday, 27 degrees.
Ooh, imagine a game this Saturday right there. That'd be dope.
Snowing? I mean, and this is and Minnesota's been awful the last couple weeks.
Imagine
awful.
Vancouver.
Oh my goodness.
Vancouver.
Oh, it's 39 degrees. It's like beautiful. Oh, it's going to be like 36 with snow and rain on Saturday. That's awful. That's disgusting.
That's sexy. I like it.
And they got mountains and stuff. Like people are going to be flying off the mountains. I mean, I was on a mountain in California. I was terrified. And it wasn't even snowing.
Oh, I hate driving in mountains. I'm sorry. I am a vagina when it comes to that.
Yeah.
All right. And then I think our last topic of the day, which I think we've gone through them just about all, kits. We all know that we're gonna have 3 new kits next year. 3. We got 3 new kits incoming. We were supposed to just have a road kit. We figured we would have another 3rd kit, right? Because there's money to be made there. But apparently we're gonna have another home kit, which is the best news I've ever heard. Because this year's home kit was atrocious. I absolutely despised it. I'm so glad we got rid of that crap. But there's 3 new kits coming in next year. And we got our first leak. And it came from Footy Headlines like it usually does. And I'm going to put it up right here. If you haven't seen it already, here it is. It is a black and dark gray kind of just a line right up the middle. One side black, one side dark gray. You got black on one sleeve with dark gray Adidas stripes going down the side, and then on the other sleeve you have dark gray with black Adidas lines going down the sides. You still have that ugly Royal Caribbean logo right down the middle. You got the monochrome Inter Miami logo on the left chest. At least they're not going down the middle this time. And then the Adidas logo on the right. My question to you, Chris. What do you think about this kit?
So the first observation I had is, doesn't this look like it's leather? It looks like it looks leather. It looks leathery, which is awful for a jersey look, right? Like leather is not comfortable. And second of all, when I saw this jersey, I love gray. Gray is my favorite color, but this jersey looks like it's leather, and I don't like that two-tone thing. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it.
I think this jersey is going to be beautiful.
No way, dude! It looks like leather, bro.
I think.
I mean, is this like you think this is the prototype? This can't be the prototype.
This
if you look at the corner, no, okay. But if you look in the corner, there's other jerseys behind the shoulder.
Look,
which means that this is a store. This is a store.
I didn't get it, But last year around this time, I didn't upload it, but let me see if I can find it on my tablet real quick so I can pop it up here. Around this time, we got our first leak of last year's kit, right? And we got it on December 12th. What's today?
This is December 9th.
All right. And it was pretty on the money. Footy Headlines put this picture out last year on December 12th. And they were pretty much on the money. So it looks like this is going to be it. This is just a replica version.
But you just said that you hate that home jersey. Why would you say that this is going to come out any better?
Look, this jersey was disgusting. I think this is
awful.
Horrible.
The worst, it's one of the worst.
But we hated it from the moment we saw it.
Yes.
This one I like. I think this one has real potential. I like the two-tone black and gray instead of just going all black. I like the fact that one sleeve is black, one sleeve is dark. I like it. I think that this is going to look really dope. And the authentic is going to look even better. Let me see if I can find it. Do you remember how much we hated this kit? And then we saw it on a brolic mannequin, and we're like, oh man, it looks better.
Yes.
So it all depends on who's wearing it, really. Because do you remember this?
Yes.
All of a sudden, I was like, oh man, this thing looks pretty good.
Yeah, because Campana's wearing it in that picture.
So you put that kit on this mannequin, and I'm telling you, that thing looks great. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't upload these pictures because I forgot about them, honestly. I just randomly remembered.
I don't like the leather look, though, Danny. I don't like the leather. It's not going to
look like leather when you see it, man. But I do remember that mannequin, and all of a sudden, my opinion changed.
So you think, I mean, this looks like it's in a store. So it looks like it's live right now. It looks like it's live.
Yeah, but it's probably like an Asian, like one of those shops where they make the kits.
Maybe. I mean, but it looks like a store. That's what it looks like to me from the picture. And Mez is just telling you that kid is terrible. There's a lot of people here that say it's terrible, but then Mike V said one of the best kits he's ever seen.
Put the jersey on a beefy mannequin, 100%. I'm telling you, find that mannequin. We have to find this mannequin. This mannequin needs to be found. This has to be the mannequin that's gonna model all the Battered Fans merch from now on. Like this is the mannequin. I love this guy.
It is.
Because he made that ugly. Well, you know what? Look at how big the logo looks. I don't know. It just looks better. Let me upload it so I can put it on the actual episode, so people don't have to keep looking at my tablet.
Well, but it's not only that. But remember when we were looking at other kits, there was a mannequin that was like 140 pounds soaking wet.
Like an IT guy.
Yeah, it looked like the mannequin was working. IT.
I remember that. Oh, that was a fun episode. I forgot what episode was that.
That's right. We compared IT man to freaking Brolic boy.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely need to find out where that mannequin is and
no, for sure. He's gonna be the Battered Fans model from now on.
I do want the pink one to be changed. The pink one needs to be changed, and we need a rendition or a preview or a leak of that. I would have rather wanted a leak of the pink than the black, because the last black jersey wasn't bad.
The last few black jerseys weren't bad, but if you were gonna go black again, it was gonna be hard to do something. I mean, I guess it's not hard to do something unique. You can make a design or something, but I kind of like that they went out on a limb and did this.
Well, they did the Las Palmas, right? They made that different. They ended up doing another sort of pattern.
I don't have the IT guy picture anymore.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Did we save it? Did we save it here? No.
Nah, I gotta delete it. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I'll see if I could find IT man. He's probably out fixing somebody's computer with virus protector, which my computer needs for sure.
But yeah,
I'm not a big fan of that kit, Danny. I'm not. It looks leathery. I mean, I guess I gotta wait until I see it in person, but it looks leathery.
No,
I don't mind the two-tone.
When we put it on this guy, it's gonna look good. It's gonna look good. It's gonna look good when we put it on this guy.
I mean, this guy's bench pressing at least 360. I mean, that guy is beefcakes.
Yeah. All right. Well, and then one other thing is that Footy headline put out that there will be another kit, and this is what they said. You see that?
Ugh, that
It's
dark
going to be
pink.
two-tone also. It's going to be like the black one. It's going to be two-tone.
Somebody mentioned in the comments about Barca that because they like to do that as well. Like the Barcelona likes to do the two-tone.
Right.
Maybe that's the play that they're doing. They're like, we want all that Barca money.
But
Everybody that's a Barca
they're
fan,
getting the money, Barca or not, they're getting the money. So
yeah. I mean, Dennis is literally vomiting as we speak. And Dennis
well, it
says,
looks
that's
like
my body double. You're a beefcake, Dennis. Let's go. Let's go.
So it looks like they're gonna go two-tone with the kits. Which, look, I think it's an original look. I like it.
Look at this, Mike V saying, speaking of IT guy, Fridge guy kind of had the IT guy build. He did. Maybe they took his body and made it into the IT mannequin. Said, look, we're just gonna have you fit all the jerseys.
So look, there you go. Look, light pink, dark pink, the home kit for 2025. So sorry to disappoint you guys, but this is kind of looking like where we might go next season. And then the third kit, obviously, it's gonna be Argentina.
That I want.
Oh, I don't have the picture of that one, Steve Munoz. I gotta find it. Oh, but it was a video. It wasn't a picture.
I want that blue. Throw some pink on that. That's the only kit I'm wearing all year.
Some pank on that thing.
Yeah, throw some pank on that, and I'm gonna wear that thing till it stank.
Well, look, I think that the black kit is gonna look really nice. I'm excited for that one. I thought I would like the Royal Caribbean logo more, but I really dislike it. I really dislike it.
I don't like when they make it small like that, though. Like if you're gonna make the crown thing a thing, like don't make it small either. Like that beefcakes. I mean, look at that. That's all beefcake. I'll take that jersey every day.
That's the beefcake that's making you think you like the big logo just because you like this.
I mean, should we just put every kit that we see, just put it on 100%. Beefcakes?
We gotta find. I'm telling you, I'm gonna find this mannequin. This is the model. Like you want something to look good, just throw it on this guy.
I mean, I think that's probably
put this on that guy. It's selling.
Yeah, I mean that's like Messi's bodyguard, freaking mannequin.
Yeah. I still haven't put the Discord link, so let me do that while you.
Well, yeah, I mean the Discord link. I don't know if you have the link for the what's it called for the survey
that you have, sir. That you did.
Jeez, Luis, I'm gonna have to put that up. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up, guys. I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna put the link of the survey in the chat. Now we're planning on going ahead and doing this award show on Wednesday. Okay, so please make sure to cast your votes on at least by Wednesday. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the comment here, and there it is. If you guys have any sort of questions that you want to pose to us, right there, guys, check the comments. It's https / blah 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 forums. So click that, and then you'll be able to vote. It's 20 questions. Made them all mandatory to answer. Okay, check that out. Help us out. And if you guys have any other, I guess, questions or any additions to some of the questions, let us know and we'll plug it in.
Yeah, man, it's fun. Like I said, we could have come on here and had some fun with it anyway, and just been like, I think this person should win or that person should win. But you guys know how we like our show. We love you guys that get involved in the chat, and we just like to hear from you guys. So we wanted to make sure that you guys were involved in one way or another. So we decided to just wait off until Wednesday, because when we could only figure out how to get 25 people, that it would only let 25 people vote, we thought that just wouldn't be what we want. So yeah, so we ended up just postponing. But yeah, it should be fun. It should be a fun episode. Hopefully you guys have some fun filling it out. And
Rick,
and that's it.
And Rick A is asking for the Discord link. And just for you guys on YouTube, it might be like on the bottom, maybe somewhere. But Danny already posted it.
Link right there. So go ahead. That's the Discord link. Join, and it's a good time. We have a lot of discussions on there. Chris starts doing water tests to see what bottles leak water randomly, and I don't know. So,
listen, but that's what I had to check. This bottle's awesome, by the way. Shout out to Don. This water bottle is awesome. I love it.
I think we're just about done. Well, one last thing for those of you that are currently in the chat. Like, please, and subscribe if you haven't already. But one last thing we want to do. We're coming up on there's still a lot of stuff to talk about, right? The schedule is probably going to get released. What's today? Probably next week. We're going to get the schedule for the next year, so that should be fun. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but we wanted to do a couple other things. So let us know what you guys are up for, content wise, and we'll try to get it done. Just to have some fun, because we enjoy communicating with you guys and talking Herons. Chris, anything else?
Guys, you got the links. Discord, join us there. The forums survey thing, questionnaire, check that out. Answer all the questions, guys. And that's it. Francisco Garcia, shout out to you. Says done and submitted. And then Dennis Lopez asking no gas bagging. I can't think of anything at the moment.
I can't. But you know what? We should add that. We should add that, because we didn't add it. We should ask what was the best gas bagging topic of the year, because we had some good ones. We had the cereal with milk. We had the zombies, which is the most recent. We had some other ones. Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
The boy bands. So we had some good gas bagging throughout the year. So I'm sure that would have been an interesting topic also. But,
the shopping cart deal.
No, but that's from like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, now we could bring up. Yeah, go ahead.
New. We'll see what comes next year, because we've had it's been a long season. I was looking at last year's award show, and last year's award show was episode 114. From last year's award show to this year's award show, we've done 167 episodes. So this was a busy year. We did a lot of episodes. We had 167. Yeah, that's almost one every 2 days almost.
Yes, that's wild, bro. I mean, it's been fun, man. And then to do surveys like this, it's to get everybody interacting is always awesome.
No, and then everybody in the chat, like we say it, but we don't say it just to say it. We actually mean it. Like, you guys are awesome. We really appreciate you joining and hanging out with us. Shout out to Mike V. You are on. I see Mike V is looking at the.
That's right. He did win the best commenter last year.
Did he?
Yes, he did. I mean, we were gonna add like 8 names. We figured
but we're just gonna keep it to 4. But we added more people to the worst guest list, so there you go.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, I think that's about it. Anything else, Chris, before we write out of here?
I mean, look, Mike V's getting a lot of votes, so I mean, and look, Stancy said it. If you're gonna win, if you're gonna be nominated, might as well.
If you're gonna be in it, might as well win it. Yep. Well, that would be quite the turnaround, right? Going from winning the best to the worst.
That would.
I'm gonna have to give you a shirt for that one, Mike.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. If you're listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please give us 5 stars, comment, review, all the good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you in the chat, appreciate you guys hanging out with us for the last hour. We'll be back on Wednesday for the award show, so make sure that you go in and vote. It will be down in the description, that link, so make sure that you go in there and vote, and we'll have a good time on Wednesday looking at all the results. So until the next one, have a good one.